Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Rosewater. And in the last episode, guys, Harley got to witness Gentleman Jake's Wild West show, and then afterward interviewed the man himself along with his assistant Danny. Now, when the interview was over, Jake and Danny got into a tussle with a disgruntled employee named Charlie and his thugs, and Harley intervened on their behalf. And out of gratefulness, or maybe necessity, Jake and Danny let her know about their plan to grab hidden treasure from Dr. Clark, the ethericity professor who has apparently disappeared. So we went to Dr. Clark's lab. There's a giant lock on the door that we can't get through with our lockpick kit. We're going to need dynamite. And that has led us here to the fort to grab some. However, the fort commander is indisposed, and we need to find a way in. And we've got these two folks out here doing a little bit of target practice. Let's go ahead and have a chat with them.
Excuse me? I said, excuse me. Hey!
There you go.
Caramba, you made me miss. What do you want?
Who are you, and what are you doing out here?
I am Marisol de la Vega, Lieutenant General of the Constitutional Army of New Spain. My compadre is Corporal Eugenio Garcia.
Pleasure. I'm Harley Legere, and these are my associates Jake Ackerman and Danny Luo.
Good to meet you. In answer to your second question, Eugenio and I are practicing our shooting while we wait for our jefe to conclude his business.
Ah, so that's the meeting that the fort commander's having.
Who did you say you were waiting for?
Our leader, General Filomeno Marquez. Surely you've heard of him.
Afraid not.
Híjole, it really is true. Vespuccians don't pay attention to anything unless it happens right in front of their faces. You do not know of the new Spanish Revolution?
Should I?
Yeah.
I would like to know more.
What about this revolution, then?
I do not have the time or the desire to explain the particulars of our struggle to you. Pick up a non-imperialist periodical if you can find one, and you might learn something.
That's fair.
Do you know anything about the laboratory just over yonder?
That abandoned wreck is a laboratory?
It was at some point.
Clearly, you know more about it than I do.
Say, do you think you could practice your shooting somewhere else?
Why?
The fort guard isn't happy about the noise.
Well, then maybe he should choose another profession.
Oh, I bet I could beat you at shooting? Really?
You're pretty good, but I bet I can beat you at shooting.
I am the best shot in New Spain.
Care to prove it?
Gladly. But a large stationary target such as this is not suitable for a contest. If you wish to challenge me, find some moving targets.
Can we use these bottles as targets?
Indeed, we can. Very well. Prepare to be humiliated.
Say, Jake, could you give us a hand?
My pleasure.
How many bottles are there?
About 30.
Then we will each shoot at 5. Whoever breaks the most wins.
Sounds fair.
I am feeling generous this morning. Would you like the opportunity to practice first?
Oh, Lord, yes.
Yes, actually.
Very well.
Ready with those bottles, Jake?
Yep, get ready. Set. Here we go.
Damn it.
Here we go.
Damn it.
Incoming.
You missed.
Incoming.
I'll get the next one.
Bottle in the air.
Oh,
I'll
my
get the next
Lord.
If that is the best you can do, I do not know why we are even bothering. All right, for real this time.
Ready, set, bottle in the air.
You missed.
Incoming.
I'll get the next one.
Incoming.
I'll get the next one.
Here we go.
Damn it.
Wow.
In the air.
Hot damn. My turn.
Incoming.
Dale.
Well,
Incoming.
fine.
Take that.
Bottle in the air.
Dale.
Bottle in the air.
Uh-huh.
Anda.
Incoming.
Caramba.
So I gotta get 5.
In. Better luck next time, sweetheart.
So, I'm wondering if there is some way... Hey, Danny?
Hey, Danny?
Ma'am?
You said before you were good with your pistols. Any advice on how I might best that loudmouth at shooting?
Moving targets aren't easy to hit. Best advice I can give is to try shooting just ahead of where you think it'll go. Of course, I could give it a try myself if you want.
Okay, Danny. Let's see what you've got. Think you can teach that show-off a lesson?
It'll be my pleasure. Excuse me, ma'am.
What do you want, boy?
I think I'd like to beat you at that bottle shooting.
Oh, this is gonna be good. All right, kid, let's see what you got.
Why don't you go first? Show me how it's done.
My pleasure.
Ready, set, incoming!
Híjole!
Incoming!
Dale!
Here we go!
Uh-huh.
Take that!
She's gonna get
Incoming!
4, I guess.
Híjole!
Ooh.
Bottle in the air!
Anda! Let's see you beat that.
Ready,
3.
Danny boy?
Yep, don't worry about the warnings. Just throw.
Okay.
Don't believe this. Beaten by a...
Never annoy Danny.
de mierda. Eugenio, vámonos de aquí.
She's not a very good sport.
Never mind her. That was some fine shooting.
Sure was. You weren't kidding about being good with those pistols.
It was nothing, but thanks.
Take a look-see.
That thing has seen some action.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't think she has to be good with guns. Can just use the power of her mind.
Hey, guard!
What is it?
Sure is a nice, peaceful morning, isn't it?
What happened to those cacophonous varmints?
They took their business elsewhere. Now, would you be so kind as to let us in?
So long as you promise to keep it down.
Deal.
Open sesame.
Well now, what have we here?
I appreciate your hospitality, Captain, but I must admit I am perplexed by the change in your position.
It's not my position, General Marquez. It's the position of the government of the Commonwealth of Vespuccia. I have some discretion in the execution of my orders, but I'm sure you can appreciate that there's a chain of command.
I am, of course, most grateful for the aid you have rendered in the past. I am sure that your recommendations carry weight with your superiors. If you would be willing to lend your influence in support of our cause.
Perhaps we can speak of this at another time, Mr. Marquez. As I said, I have other concerns to deal with.
Of course. I look forward to our next meeting.
Captain Stokes, you're a difficult man to see.
Ackerman, how the hell are you?
Leave this to me. I'll have Stokes eaten from the palm of my hand.
Good day, Captain.
Purple is definitely a choice.
Madam? Just a moment. I have seen you before.
Oh! Okay, it's the guy who got flung out the window.
That's right. I'm glad to see you on your feet again. That was a nasty tumble you had.
Ah, of course. The newspaper office. I owe you my thanks.
Happy to help.
What's your name, anyway?
Harley Leger. This is Danny Luo, and over there is Jake Ackerman.
Sir?
I am General Filomeno Marquez. Though Filomeno seems to be difficult for you Vespuccians, so you may call me Phil.
Phil it is. Good to meet you.
And you? What brings you to the fort?
Yeah, I don't want to tell him about the abandoned fort right now, or the abandoned lab.
Well, Jake's the one who suggested coming here. Seemed to think Stokes could help us get into this abandoned lab somehow.
Oh, well, there you go.
And why might that old ruin interest you, eh?
We were thinking it might make a nice hotel. Just need to spruce it up a bit. Then we can charge folks for rustic desert stays.
A Vespuccian with a sense of humor. I suppose stranger things have happened. In any case, there may be something in there to interest me as well. In fact, I could get the laboratory open so we could both go in, if Stokes were not so stingy with his munitions.
How do you mean?
My specialty is demolitions and explosives.
Ooh.
I just do not have any on hand right now. I thought perhaps the captain might once again be willing to assist a fellow warrior in a righteous cause, but...
It's like I told Mr. Marquez, my hands are tied. Much as I'd like to help, I've got enough to worry about with my men missing. In fact, I was just heading out to search, so if you'll excuse me.
Hold your horses, Captain. How about we come with? I'm sure you could use the extra eyes.
It's mighty kind of you, Ackerman. Can't promise it'll be safe, though. We'll be going near native territory.
Come on, Stokes. You forget who you're talking to? I laugh in the face of danger. We'll ride with you.
Your friend is quite the braggadocio, no?
Can I go ahead and say right now that the color scheme in this game is gorgeous? Look at that sunrise or sunset, along with the flag. Now, I didn't realize that Vespuccia was part of the Commonwealth. That's interesting. Sorry, I'm just like, it's so nice looking.
That's Jake for you, as colorful as they come.
You're all in, then?
Apparently so.
I will accompany you as well.
Sorry, who are you?
Y'all can get acquainted on the trail. Let's get going. Sun's almost up.
Okay, sunrise. Okay, it's blue. It was just because of the color from the... That's nice.
Numbers and all that.
Our pleasure, Captain.
Exactly who is it you're looking for?
My first lieutenant, John Mulberry.
So, I actually had a Jeep that was like that. It was a type of blue that in certain light looked purple.
So when did your man go missing?
He left leading the patrol last evening and they never returned. I just hope the natives didn't get him. Things have been a bit tense of late.
What makes you believe the natives are behind Mulberry's disappearance?
Our patrol perimeter goes close to their village. Wouldn't be the first time we've come to blows over boundaries. They fall back once they see our superior firepower. Thankfully, they haven't got guns, but they've been getting mighty bold lately.
So you're saying they've gotten aggressive when you've gone near their land? Sounds to me like they're just defending themselves.
Listen, Legere, with all due respect, you've no idea what you're talking about. We've already given these folks an inch, but they have taken a mile. The government's tried appeasing them with treaties and such, but those ain't worth the paper they're written on. You'd sooner reason with a coyote.
Well, I think... Ah!
Oh. This probably would be a pain to
So far,
animate.
we have been stymied in our efforts to search Clark's laboratory. Captain Sokes let out a search patrol, and he let all us supplicants tag along. But it wasn't enough to deter the native war party that ambushed us. Stokes slipped the trap laid for him, leaving us four to stand in his stead. Now we await intelligence of our captors and some sign of our fate.
Well, isn't this a fine turn of events?
Ooh, those chili pepper. Oh, I miss New Mexico. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and have a chat with the lads.
Phil?
Eh?
I never imagined volunteering for a search party would include free accommodation.
I must say, of everyone I have shared a jail cell with, you have the liveliest sense of humor.
So, this isn't the first time you've been locked up?
Certainly not. At least these people seem more hospitable to their prisoners than the Spanish.
Did you see what became of Captain Sokes?
Yes, though I wish I had not. Pinche cobarde.
That doesn't sound like a good thing.
He turned and ran. Took his men and abandoned us. To think I held him as a man of honor. Bastardo! Whoa!
Easy there, Phil.
Forgive me, but I cannot abide a deserter.
It takes a low sort to abandon someone who's counting on you.
Yeah, when he was talking about the treaties not being worth the paper they were printed on, it was always the U.S. government that always violated the treaties, at least. So I guess the more things change, the more they stay the same, even in alternate histories.
Got any suggestions for how we might get out of here?
Not just yet. I want to see how things play out.
What do you mean?
Something about this does not feel right. We know very little of our captors. I cannot devise anything until that changes.
I'll just be over here. Did smashing that pot make you feel any better?
It did, yes.
Got his link on, his hero of time. Oh, our foil hat. At least we still have that.
This ceramic shard's got a very sharp edge.
Okay.
Hey, Danny?
Looks high-strung.
What is it?
What's wrong? Nervous?
Aren't you?
Not really. I don't think these folks mean us any harm. If they did, they wouldn't have gone through the trouble of capturing us.
I didn't think of it that way. I sure hope you're right.
You and Jake must have gotten into scrapes like this before, right?
Well, I have, yes. Although it was before I met Jake. But is this really the time for stories?
Fair enough. Perhaps another time.
Right now, that's all we have is time.
Got any thoughts on how we might get out of here?
They took my guns, so... not really. You should ask Jake. He's the one with all the clever tricks.
He may be traumatized that his hat's gone.
Were you able to see how Captain Sokes fared?
I lost sight of him when I got knocked off my horse. Can't believe he just left us. Why would he do that?
Hey, Jake?
Miss Legere?
Making yourself comfortable?
Not really. His bench is hard as a rock. Could do with some back support, too. But it's as good a place as any to think of a way out of here.
Surely a fellow of daring do like yourself has been in a predicament like this before?
More times than I can count.
How do you manage to get free?
Well, you gotta understand, every situation's different. Easiest way's usually bribing a guard. But sometimes, you gotta get creative. Well, this one time But no, that wouldn't work here.
Why not?
'Cause I'd need a few things, and coming by them in here will be next to impossible.
If you've got a plan, it's at least worth trying.
I reckon you're right. Main thing I need is something pliable, like wax or soft wood.
Okay.
Then something sharp to shape it with.
Got one of those.
Finally, some shiny material. Metallic looking would be best. Find me those things, and we might be in business.
Gotta sacrifice my hat?
Did you manage to see what became of Captain Sokes?
No, I was a mite preoccupied. Just as well. If I'd known he was running off, I'd have shown him a thing or two.
I'll leave you to your thoughts.
Okay, something soft and pliable. So let's...
It's quite ornate. Brightens the place up, I suppose.
It is noble to find beauty in dark moments, but perhaps not so very useful.
Dried corn. At least we won't starve.
If that's all there is, starving might be preferable.
Dried corn.
If that...
Let's try and find our pliable material.
Wonder what they use these for.
Head catchers would be my guess.
Hey, it's not funny.
It was not meant to be.
Empty.
For now.
This basket's full of soap.
Well, at least we can keep clean.
Uh-huh. Except there is no water in here.
Then let's hope we can get out of here soon.
I mean, soap is pliable. And...
I suppose all of these were made here. Quite a collection.
pliable, pliable. Here's your soap.
Is this pliable enough for you?
This'll do nicely.
One more time.
This isn't really my style.
Just for old time's sake.
Will this work for what you need?
Shiny and metallic. Perfect.
And sharp.
This sharp enough for you?
It'll do, it'll do. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. You got everything.
Sure did. Now, will you tell me about this plan of yours?
I'm bluffing our way out of here. Give me a few minutes and you'll see what I mean. Voila.
You made a gun.
You carved a gun out of soap and wrapped it in tinfoil?
That's right.
It's
It's certainly creative, I'll give you that.
Necessity is the mother of invention, as they say. Anyhow, soon as somebody comes in, I'll draw this and catch them off guard. You knock them out in the confusion, and we make our escape.
And you have confidence this will work?
These folk don't know firearms, they can't tell the difference.
But, what if...
Hello in there? I'm coming inside.
Well, ain't this fortuitous?
Greetings. I'm Nadine. I've come to...
Hands up!
Is that a fake gun?
Yes?
Drat.
Don't mind my friend here. Nadine, was it?
Yes, Nadine Redbird.
Harley Leger.
Ah, yes, this is the person that Doc was talking about.
Wait a minute. Weren't you Doc Sedgwick's apprentice?
That's right. You know him?
We spoke briefly, and he took care of Phil over there.
That's good. I do miss working with him.
Does that mean this is a medical call?
The chief sent me to make sure none of you were hurt. She also wants to speak with whoever's in charge of your group.
That would be me.
All due respect, sir, but after that little trick you just pulled, you're out of the running.
I'll go then.
All right, come with me.
Hello, friends.
I bring you Miss Harley Leger, representing the captives.
Thank you, Nadine. You may return and tend to the others.
I will.
Enter and be welcome. You may call me Chief Lutzi. I am responsible for the people of this village.
Pleasure's all mine.
You have violated the borders of the Oo'dham Nation, duly established by recognized treaty with your government. Miss Leger, why are you here?
Let's just be honest with them.
Captain Sokes is missing some troops, and we were helping in the search.
You serve Stokes. Curious, you do not dress like a soldier.
We have nothing to do with the fort.
Who are you then?
I'm a journalist for the Rosewater Post. My companions and I are researching Dr. Bennett Clark. We only came to Stokes to ask for help getting inside the abandoned laboratory on the other side of the valley. Thought maybe you could spare some dynamite or something. But first we had to ride with him to find First Lieutenant Mulberry and his missing men.
I see. What did he tell you of us?
Let's just say he didn't paint a very pretty picture.
Unsurprising. Do you share his opinion?
Yeah, let's...
Not at all. Stokes is just some windbag I met this morning. I'll make up my own mind.
That is good to know. The Oo'dham mean you no harm, Miss Leger. However, for months, the fort soldiers have routinely violated our borders and harassed our people. Just last night, a band of them came, led by this man, Mulberry. They attacked us in our fields and set fire to our crops.
Were there any casualties among your people?
No deaths, although a number were burned or wounded in the fight. As for Mulberry, we captured him. He is under guard in one of our empty storehouses. Stokes has turned our village into a prison, and now he is recruiting civilians to come after us. I fear this will not end until everything we have has been turned to ash. But I cannot allow that. Something must be done.
You're right. Can we help you in any way?
I believe so. And you can get what you're after as well.
I'm listening.
Our scouts have observed an army wagon making regular deliveries to the fort from Rosewater. It comes in the night, when few others are willing to travel, and always it arrives a day or two after the train stops in town.
Then that would be tonight? I just arrived on the latest train into Rosewater.
Yes, exactly. I cannot know for sure, but I believe this wagon carries supplies, along with weapons and munitions. The soldiers use these to strengthen themselves, then come and deprive us of what little we have. If you and your people were to obtain them, it would be to our mutual benefit. We would have a means of defense, you would have the tools to enter this laboratory, and Stokes would be deprived of his armaments.
You're proposing we raid a military supply wagon? That sounds awfully risky.
Our peaceableness has brought us no safety. In doing nothing, we risk extermination at the hands of these men.
Tonight, then, huh?
Tonight, or not at all. The cover of darkness will be to your advantage. Our scouts have also noted that only 2 men guard the wagon.
Guess I'd better tell the others and get to planning.
You are welcome to rest here in the meantime.
Thank you, Chief Lutzi.
May the Earthmaker guide you.
Oh, it's like I wanted to talk to the rest of the band.
Everyone in good shape?
Mr. Lua has some minor bruising, but your friends are otherwise healthy.
Good to know. Hey, fellas, come on out here. We got some business to discuss.
Oh, look at the mesas. I miss the Southwest so much.
I take it your meeting with the chief went well?
Sorry, I know I said I miss New Mexico. It's just like, where I live is so flat now.
It did. These are good people who can help us if we help them.
Help them? With what?
With Stokes and the fort. Turns out the reason Mulberry didn't come back is that he was taken prisoner while conducting an unprovoked raid on this village. A raid Stokes himself ordered.
What?
Army soldiers have been crossing into Oo'dham territory and attacking them without justification.
It's true. I have treated many of the wounded myself.
Hijo de la... We cannot let this injustice stand.
That is troubling. But what can we do about it?
Chief Lutzi suggested we hit him where it hurts, the fort's supply chain. So we'll be carrying out our own raid on a delivery wagon.
And to think just yesterday you were having reservations about robbing folk. Reckon it's true what they say about the frontier changing people.
Well.
It may be stealing, but we're doing it to help the Oo'dham. I can live with that.
Sometimes one must perform distasteful acts in service of a righteous cause.
Now listen up, because we've got some preparations to make.
Sometime
The
later.
wagon will be coming through tonight, according to the chief. We can get the munitions Phil needs to get us into the lab, along with some weapons and supplies for the Oo'dham.
The old 1-2 punch. I like it.
Only question is, what's the best approach?
I'm thinking we create a distraction. We get the wagon to stop, then you and I keep the driver occupied while Danny and Phil sneak the stuff out.
I prefer a more direct approach. You said the wagon was poorly guarded, eh? We have enough fighters to overpower them. When they see they are outmatched, we should be able to take what we need without firing a shot.
Wouldn't it be better to do this without drawing any attention? You could set up a roadblock, then sneak out what you need while they investigate.
All good plans. Have you got anything, Danny?
No, but I think we should be careful. Something like this could so easily go wrong.
So, what's it going to be?
Oh, man, I actually like Nadine's. It's either Nadine's or Jake's. The thing is, if we create a roadblock and sneak the supplies out, then no one gets to see our faces unless something goes wrong. If we attack the wagon directly, that'll just provoke the soldiers, and they may just go ahead and attack this village directly. And if we distract, then they are aware that it was Jake and Harley. So yeah, I think this is definitely the way to go.
Let's go with Nadine's suggestion.
I do think it's best if none of us are seen committing this act of banditry.
Agreed. This is a stealth job. Nadine and I will search the wagon. You boys hang back and take whatever we unload. Well, we better get ready. Let's hope this goes off without a hitch.
Sneaky. Pick Nadine's plan for the wagon raid. Oh, the Milky Way. Hello.
What in tarnation? What's all this crap in the road? Oh, they don't pay me enough for this. Buford, get up here and help me.
We should hurry. I don't think we'll have long.
Alright, guys. This is a perfect place to go ahead and call it, and we'll see if Harley and Nadine can get everything out quickly and quietly in the next episode. Hope y'all have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. I will see you next time. Later days, everyone.